Hello, everybody. It is Friday. The week is over, and that means it's time to... I'm sorry. Let's all go to the trailers. See, it doesn't work into a sentence, you know? You can't really work it into a paragraph, which is the problem with the title. I am your host, Brandon Jones. I am joined by Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hi, everybody.
And Mr. Ryan Stevens.
Let us.
And I'm glad you're here, Ryan, because you're a bit under the weather.
Yeah, I slept for 14 hours last night.
You're keeping your distance from us right now, which is appreciated.
But we're sharing one mic, so the poor microphone.
This is true. The microphone catches all. But as before and as ever, we will be here to watch some trailers and talk about them. And this one almost slipped by because it actually is not on the trailer filter on our site. I think they might have put it as like a feature or something.
A developer diary.
But the Alien Isolation Creating the Alien video. And the thing that really cracks me up about this video is it's just an interview with the developers, and even that is scary. Like, even just the developers in broad daylight sitting in their offices just talking about the game absolutely terrifies me. But we haven't talked about Alien Isolation yet, so Mr. Stevens, you looking forward to this?
I like how they were addressing... Justin actually got to play a quick demo of this, but I like how they're actually addressing the less flashy elements. I mean, the alien's definitely the flash, but like here they're actually kind of going into detail about AI and whatnot. And I know it's like a sub 3-minute video, but I think they're getting their points across that they're really trying to sell this technology. From a I wish I could ask a question angle, I think it's interesting when the guy talks about when you have a gun, you're going to be afraid to fire it because the alien may hear it. And it's like, who else would you be firing that gun at? Like other crew members? The cat? I don't know. I think it's really enticing how they handled it. It's really well put together. Even though it is a little on the underwhelming side from like maybe a visual aspect.
So I like two things about this trailer. One, it's a developer diary, but they have scary music the whole time. They have this drone sort of throughout the entire thing, and it sets a tone for the developer diary, which is actually really interesting.
All these developers' lives are in danger, Kyle. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Just like our brains are trained to feel like that way when we're hearing this kind of musich.
I think that guy in the background's wearing your hoodie.
Yeah, same hoodie today. The other thing, same thing that stood out to Ryan, kind of stood out to me too, for a different reason. When he says you pick up the gun, you're going to be scared that the alien hears it if you shoot it. The way he says the alien is so cool to me. This is a game about one enemy, and you're thinking about that one enemy. Do you know what I mean? And so it's going to require a different mentality than we're used to in most other games, where it's just like, I'm going to walk into a room, the doors will be locked, and I'm going to fight 5 aliens and then kill them, and then I'll walk into another room with 5 more aliens. So interested in a game with one alien.
It's interesting that I don't like Dark Souls, and yet I'm really excited about this. Like, I hope I die a lot in this game. I think like the absolute worst parts are going to be the best parts. Did either of you guys play
Amnesia?
I played it for a little bit. I got a little frustrated there was no map in Amnesia, and I kept getting lost.
Amnesia is definitely like the closest parallel I can see to this game. But there's also the idea, like, here's the problem with a game like this is when you die, you do get to reload. I'm curious how generous the checkpoints are going to be, because it's like a modern, for most games, that's a modern convenience, like checkpoints, quick saves, and that kind of stuff. But it kind of cheapened it. When I actually played Amnesia, I got the monster kind of stuck on a piece of geometry, and I just stared at him for like 3 minutes, started throwing rocks at him. And it kind of cheapened the game a bit, but it was actually really intense up until that point.
I mean, this guy's really serious right now. This guy's... talking about friends that he's lost in the process of this game's development. I like that they also are kind of shot it in a 70s style where it's like, not necessarily 70s, but like really epic science fiction where like, the black bars are really crunching in there and you're really close to the subject. Like everything else is really out of focus.
Well, it's evoking the first film
Very
where
bright.
It's like the crazy like hardcore CRT, but also, definitely a film, right? It's kind of splitting the difference of the two. Like even when the Sega logo rolls on, I thought it looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, I just want to say that. This is the best the Sega logo's looked in ages. The way it like animates on. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, you're like expecting like British logo tunes to play,
And actually,
Mellotron.
So when this thing flickers on the radar, I thought we were watching the movie for those first 1 second. Like that is really authentic. The way that it looks worse than the sci-fi we get of today's things.
She hasn't looked in a mirror yet, Ryan. So we haven't seen what she looks like, what humans look like. So even if you were to say there'd be other people that you're going to shoot at, we don't know what they look like.
In some of the screenshots, they showed like Bishop, like the synthetic guys, kind of like in various states of disrepair, so you kind of get an idea. But I haven't really focused on it.
I wonder if they're tentative to show that engine because they're going for such a hyper level of realism.
You can hear her breathing and everything like that. I kind of like that stuff. I mean, if you're going to be, in a game where you were playing a particular role, I think it's okay to kind of mess with that kind of stuff. I know Steve Gaynor, who did Gone Home, said they were debating putting in like breathing for the character and stuff like that, but they thought it would be too much of a disconnect in most parts. And I think it is always kind of interesting where you kind of split that balance between the player's emotional involvement and then the characters, because there's always never going to be a full parody in something like that.
But you're pumped? You like these kind of videos?
Yes, definitely. Is the game in cinematic widescreen like The Order, or is that just this trailer?
I think it's just the trailer.
Okay, that's interesting they did that.
Because it's so stylized, I think I wish there was a little bit more gameplay. I think there are a little too much talking heads, but I would give it an 8. I think it's a solid 8.
Yeah, this is one of, and I've seen a bunch of developer diaries. Normally they're kind of boring. This is an interesting way to do it. 8.5.
I was going to give it an 8.5 as well, but I was going to have 2 chest bursters come out of the 8s, two little bellies.
I don't know if Brandon can do that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You're speaking to the guy who'll be cutting this. There'll be no chest bursters. Not even a sound effect. I'm sorry. I'm shutting you down.
Okay. Hello, my baby.
I've never been able to grasp the concept of hope.
Next up is a trailer for a game that I had never heard of. That kind of took me by surprise. Alexander Norris, one of our content peeps, sent us a link to this. He was kind of excited about it. I think the trailer gets it can potentially get the viewer a little more excited than they would maybe be when they're playing the game. This could potentially be a very ho-hum kind of boring shooter, but kind of an exciting trailer. You liked it, Kyle. What do you think?
I did like it. How did you know I liked it before we even started?
I think you emailed that you were a fan when Alex emailed it.
That's not me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was Liquid Boss.
Yeah, maybe, perhaps. I've never seen this until this moment, until you sent out the email. What's funny is it's not going to come across while people are watching this with no audio. It starts out with a very serious VO, basically, a really cool AI, wondering why humans have hope, which is kind of an interesting way to start off this game, which looks like a shooter. Then it just it turns into what looks like just a shooter, which is interesting to me because it looks like there's no other cutscenes or anything after that point, right? Like, what is your impression of this game?
Yeah, the game seems very simple, and I think even though they try to play it up, it's still kind of obvious to see that. But I think they put a lot of effort into this for how small of a game this seems to be. It's just 5 maps, but they really play that up. They're like, oh man, 5 maps. Check out these
35
maps.
missions. Yeah.
Thrilling missions.
Yeah, good point.
I will say that I do hate when someone says. I remember someone asked Peter Molyneux one time how the story. What was the story in Fable 2 like? And he said the story's great. And I hate that. I hate when someone says, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to tell you it's awesome. Trust me.
Right.
Thrilling levels.
That's what they gave us here, yeah.
But again, they put a lot of work into this trailer. And,
it's a great trailer. I don't know if I'd want to play the game. So is it a great trailer if it's not making me want to play the game? But I wanted to see it through to the end. Also, the title is a little interesting. Space Noir.
I'm not curious where the noir aspect.
Like honestly, I thought originally when I saw the game, it was going to be joining. The 2 trailers last week. Come on.
Caffeine.
It was going to be joining Caffeine and Soma.
Yeah.
Which did everyone catch the mix-up?
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
got called out.
I swapped the titles accidentally.
They're that
yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, this just did a little more than I think a normal trailer like this would, and so it just goes to show anything like Darkest Dungeon we were talking about, or the isometric RPG that we had the trailer for Shadowrun, just how even though this is kind of a stagnant, like this is it. The ship's right there in the same position, and he's going to be moving and shaking, and you're going to be flying through objects. Like that's all you're going to be seeing, and so it's like okay, if you cut around to the different environments, maybe don't show certain environments till the very end. So the first time you see them, maybe 30 seconds into the trailer, it's helps kind of elevate the excitement. So it's just there's any old game you can make a good trailer for. It's just a matter of how you approach it. But maybe it takes a little bit too seriously, but I enjoyed it. I'd still, no higher than a 7, but good job, trailer.
Right, yeah, I agree with you. It's like, it's this thing with small games making big trailers. This one might be a bigger trailer than the game deserves, maybe. We'll see. I mean, if Alex is out for Alex, I'll give it a 7.5.
8.1.
Nice.
I thought it was a pretty good trailer, even if my days of wing commanding and TIE fighting are behind me.
It is nostalgic.
Nexus, shining jewel of the galaxy. A wild, unexplored paradise lost to the ages deep in the starless expanse.
And finally, we're going to take a look at a trailer from WildStar, which comes out soon, which is a free-to-play MMO, or is it does it have the standard?
I think it's gonna have I think it's gonna be like Guild Wars. I think it's buy once.
And this
Not
is
entirely
a
sure,
short
though.
trailer like a lot of them, but I really want to call out WildStar because their trailers have been great. They have been every time they make a trailer, they really try to make it its own unique thing, and really pay attention to all the little like the picture-in-picture
Well,
stuff
it's
with
the-
him and all the
it's-
transitions and the wipes and like.
And it's the pre-order trailer.
Yeah.
So and they're owning it up as a commercial.
So this dialogue, it was written for this trailer, was performed for this trailer. You will never see anything like this trailer other than this one video. So even something like a AAA like Assassin's Creed will just be like, take that cinema and that shot and slap it together. And I can see it something as, an editor just did it and then went to his supervisors like, hey, I made this cool trailer. And so they're like, okay, we'll throw it up. Where this clearly needed the script first and then needed to be performed. And then they storyboarded it and figured, okay, what animations do we want to do for this? And it just has a ton of personality. So I wanted to call out not only this trailer, but WildStar's campaign in general. I think giving you golf clap right now. Good job.
My only real note is I like that the narrator also reads the ESRB at the beginning.
Oh, nice.
All P, rating pending. He's got kind of that kind of faux British thing going on.
Product not yet rated.
Bosman, what do you think about WildStar?
So I'm not as hot about this as you are. To me, the tone plays out like Wizardry 101. You know what I mean? I don't think WildStar is a kid's game, but the tone of this is like, hey kids, do you want to be a wizard? Come and play our game. It's like almost that exact same thing in a really weird way. I feel like they're selling themselves short by going this jokey with the trailer.
Sure. I was talking more about just like production values, but tone is certainly a different thing. So yeah, tone, it might be a little too straight for the youngsters.
No, opposite. It's a little too youngsters for the straights.
Whoa.
It's like.
Wait, are we bringing in gender roles?
No, I
What's
didn't
going
mean
on?
You know what's funny is someone in the comments said, I'm not going to play this game because it's been censored, and so I had to know what that meant. There was a controversy. Some people were writing articles about how the women in this game are too attractive, that you can't make yourself an ugly woman. And so the solution was, and it was still in beta, they just reduced breast size of all the women. So all the races in this game have a reduced breast size, and that was the solution. Just like, here, you wanted to be an ugly woman, here, we'll reduce your breast size. Funniest possible thing. Don't do that's not the solution.
Read the patch notes.
Yeah.
This game's very cartoony, though. I wouldn't see.
Yeah, WildStar sounds like a cartoon I would have watched in like 1987.
Yeah.
You know? Hey guys, did you watch WildStar last week? It was awesome. They had pre-order bonuses.
Didn't J.R. Gurm, didn't he write
Gurm?
something called WildStar or Short Star or
I don't know.
the guy who wrote Game of Thrones?
I'm still upset about pre-order bonuses in general. 3-day head start, and then this Rocket House and crap. Whatever. Barf. Fun
Yeah,
trailer
for
though.
an MMO, that is weird, isn't it, actually?
Fun trailer though.
I like it, okay?
Are you gonna play the game?
I'll give it, fine. I was going to give it maybe in the 8s, but your sour feelings
Brandon.
maybe have dropped it a little bit.
No
maybe
way.
maybe a 7.9 I'll give it now.
This
Fine.
show shouldn't exist if we don't disagree. Give it that 8. Give it that 8 you were going to give it.
I haven't gotten emotional until now. Even when we talked about Batman, I was able to keep my cool. I also just love MMOs. And full disclaimer, my wife is actually in this game. She
Oh.
did a voice somewhere.
Do we get to
She
kill
doesn't
her?
know where the hell she is, but I got to get in there and find her when the game comes out. But 7.9 for me.
What if you have to play for months to find her?
I'll find her.
That's cool.
I'll find you, honey. Whatever it takes. Come to dinner. I've got to find you.
I also think it's a good trailer. I mean, I was prickly about its tone, but it's a good, well-produced trailer. But it's so dumb. Okay, 6.8.
7.7. Straight 7s.
Nice.
I like the butt in the little flappy butt thing. I didn't really pick up on that before.
Really helped its score, right?
But I'm really into nudity.
Up until I had forgotten about Alien Isolation, MotoGP, the debut teaser, was going to be on the list. And Kyle, you were excited that it got bumped off the list that we were going to be scoring because you didn't really have much to say about a motorcycle game.
Right. It's hard to get invested if you don't already love MotoGP.
But it is a teaser. They're taking it very seriously. They wrote a script for it. It's a guy who's talking about how much he loves riding bikes. So if you're into bikes, might get you kind of excited. Some nice close-ups and really a focus on like the technology and the graphics and stuff. EverQuest Next released a trailer to talk about all 3 of their games, EverQuest, EverQuest 2, and EverQuest Next Landmark, that's coming out.
EverQuest is, what, 15 years old?
15 years old, and the
Still
original
going.
EverQuest is still around.
Yeah.
And I knew that, but I still have to be reminded of that. It's like celebrities that are really old, but you're not sure if they died or not. You know, you're like, oh yeah, that guy's still alive. That's
Cher.
crazy. Yeah, Cher's a great example. But you know, you like see him in a movie, and it's like, oh great, you know, Bruce Stern's still alive, wonderful. Yeah, wow, EverQuest still around. So if just to marvel at that and kind of the current state of EverQuest, you should check that trailer out. And last but not least, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z finished up its series of developer diaries. So if you guys hadn't seen any of those and you have a remote interest in that game, you can go back and watch the full set of developer diaries to get a little behind the scenes thing. Looks like a fun game, but not necessarily something I would make time to play, but looks fun, you know. Anything from you guys? Okay.
It's a weird game. It's a weird game.
Exactly. It's like that's like one job where it's like my job is to make this game exciting. It's like that's probably the hardest trailer to cut. Is this where you have to like make people care about Yaiba right now is so hard to do, I think.
But killing zombies is fun.
Yeah.
I can maybe make a night of it to, you know, finish playing Dead Rising 3 and get that. But that is the week of trailers. Mr. Stevens, I hope you feel better.
Thanks, man.
Mr. Bosman, a little less prickly next time. I'd appreciate it.
Who do we give trailer of the week to?
And we scored everything, right? Okay, so we didn't miss anything, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Trailer of the week. Geez, probably.
Is it Dev Diary a trailer?
Probably Alien. I mean, I kind of like WildStar, but you know that offended you, Kyle. So in Space Noir, we all kind of felt was a little lukewarm. So probably
Yep.
Alien, right?
Sure.
So congratulations, Alien Isolation peeps. Keep it up. I like that style. Very serious, very stark, very depressing. Working there.
No, fine. Let's give it to WildStar. Clearly, you want to give it to WildStar.
No, I don't want to give it to Wild. I want to give it to the campaign of WildStar. I really like the campaign. I don't
Yeah.
want to single out that one trailer.
Sure, you're
necessarily.
biased.
So we'll give. Yeah, of course I'm
The
biased.
wifey is putting some
Yep.
chicken nuggets on the table.
That's right.
Through her WildStar
Oh,
work.
damn it! I want chicken nuggets now.
Yeah, isn't it? Like you
Stop
wake
it!
up
Stop talking about
Saturday-
chicken
Saturday
nuggets. We're done.
morning,
It's Alien Isolation. We're finished.
Reheat some chicken nuggets.
Ah,
watch
God.
some WildStar. Maybe Pirates of Dark Water. Noisia Tot, you stupid monkey bird. Yeah, I've been wanting to say Noisia Tot for a long ass time.
I'm gonna go get a Big Mac. Thanks, guys. See you next week.